Shalom. Welcome, Bezrat Hashem, to a weekly or possibly daily, maybe aliyah by aliyah, walkthrough of Shnai Mikra Ve'echad Targum. Bezrat Hashem, I'll try to do English and Hebrew, and there's requests for other languages as well. So, Bezrat Hashem. The way that this game works, essentially, the sages, of course, teach the importance of completing the parsha. Essentially, in the end of each week, you end up finishing reading the Torah part twice, at least twice. You can read it as many times as you want, at least twice, and one time with the Targum, which is the whole parasha written out explicitly, meforash, because or the meaning of the words, simply, because sometimes, somebody says something and then you ask, what do you mean by that, what you just said? And so the Targum is the meaning of the words in the simplest sense. And so in Parashat Noah, so in the objectives, we could just delete the extra chapter headings. There's no need because we have also the proper titles of them according to the Mesorah. So you can just delete that, and then basically the goal is to prepare the entire Torah layer for the Targum. And the way that this is done is simply by beginning to break up the psukim and begin to create the space for the Targum. So the strongest symbol is, of course, the sof pasuk, and followed by the etnachta symbol, which breaks the verse in half. The sof pasuk is the end of the verse. The etnachta cuts the verse in half, essentially. And the other te'amim is, again, a whole shiur in itself. But again, the pauses, the breaks, or the connections, words that are supposed to be said quickly together because they're grouped together, and not that this word is part of the next phrase and things like that. So this is, you could break it up simply by reading it phrase by phrase, and like that we'll also begin to understand better the te'amim as well. So EiiLEH TOLEDOTH NOACH, these are as would be translated, the genealogies of Noah. And Noah, right here, a revi'i, is like a stop. Noah, Ish tzadik tamim haya bedorotav, et Elokim hitalech Noah. Noah was a Ish. Ish is always an outstanding individual. There's many different words, and there's no synonyms in Lashon HaKodesh, as Rav Rosenzweig or Rosenthaler, forgive me if I'm mistaking the Rav's name, in the name of the in Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita, and the Rav pointed to the source in the Malbim that there's no synonyms in Lashon HaKodesh, probably just simply sourced even earlier. But so the word Ish as opposed to the word Adam, or as opposed to any other word. So Ish is always an outstanding person. So Ish already tells you an outstanding individual, and here they're saying he was not only that, but a tzaddik, which is one who is tzodek, who is doing what is correct in the eyes of Hashem. Tamim, and pure or complete. We'll see the Targum Bezrat Hashem, but not to get stuck. This is just simply how you can already begin to learn. And this shows you your progress. As you go through, you'll be breaking up the information. The part that you didn't get to yet will still be all grouped together, but after you go through, you could then organize, for example, just to visually break up information even more. Vayoled Noach shlosha banim, et Shem, et Ham, et Yafet. So this is I'm just showing, and you do not have to do this, just an example. If you want to further, break the information, so you could just add like the parallel lines, like that. And you close the clipboard. Et Shem, et Ham, et Yafet. So not simply Shem, Ham, and Yafet, but Et Shem, with Shem, and with Ham, and with Yafet. Et is a word that does not translate into any other language, which is already proof how everything is lost in translation. So, Et Shem, Et Ham, ve'et Yafet. With, along with Shem, and along with Ham, and along with Yafet. And Et could be the most important, if you could say such a thing, part of the Torah. Because Et is from Aleph till Tav, as Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita and Rabbi Ari Kaplan. It's from Aleph till Tav, from the first symbol of the Aleph Bet till the last symbol. So, and the symbols create everything. That literally the Aleph Bet is everything. So Et includes everything. You have to know what every Et of the Torah means, and that's what it said about this one sage who knew what every single Et of the Torah means, or how you could extract information, except this one part. And then Rabbi Akiva, helped him out to say that he was correct. Anyway, so the goal is just to continue, and I'm going to try to do a few verses in silence, just to show. And I mean, you already pretty much understand how this layer goes. Just the key is to leave this extra space in between the lines of the Torah, because this is where the Targum is going to be lined up directly underneath. So this is going to be changed right now in this version. The Targum starts off a little too big. It's going to be 15. We're going to have that fixed, B'ezrat Hashem. And so you begin, this is how it would look. So when you activate the Targum layer, you want to lower the Targum layer to line up with the empty line over here. And you could use tab to push the text quickly. And then once you're near the word, you could start with the space bar to sort of nudge it more precisely. And so I would just use space bar when once you're under like the words, and then you could just simply begin to line up the meaning to the Torah. And like this, you will, B'ezrat Hashem, learn. You'll see what Aramaic really is. You'll pick it up easily. And yeah. And this button is the Ktav Ashurit button, basically. This is all based on the lesson of the Aleph Bet that is right here. The lesson of the little kids going through the Aleph Bet. So the kids say the symbol Het is for Hen. That Hashem Chenotcha. If you do Aleph and Bet and Gimel Dalet, if you learn together as one, face to face, the Torah that begins with a big symbol Bet and Ktav Ashurit, and you give to the poor, you help those in need, help those who lack, not even just financially, but with anything, someone lacking a friend, everything. Then Hashem is going to do all the things. The symbol Zayin, Het, Tet, Yud, Kaf, Lamed. That's all the things that Hashem is going to do. And B'ezrat Hashem. So 1 second. Sorry about that. Right, so Hashem, it says that if you do those things, Hashem will favor you. So Het is Hen, and Noach's name backwards is Hen. It has to do with the symbol Het, because Hen, favor, is exactly the symbol Het, that it means, like the language used, Imna matzati Hen be'inecha. If I found this, it's translated as favor, but what does that mean? So looking at the symbol Het, it's an opening, it's a doorway. Literally, it's like an archway. That the Het is someone who has favor, has an open door to people's hearts. People want to be around them, people want to hear them, people, so they find the Hen, they find the opening in the eyes of people. And B'ezrat Hashem, as we say, pasuk based on the pasuk in Mishlei, v'nimtza hen v'sechel tov b'einei Elohim ve'adam. Find good favor before everyone. And Hashem and people of earth as well. So you could then begin to line up, and here the targum of the word ish is gevar, right? Gever. So it's a conflicting word because we have the word gever in Lashon HaKodesh. So what is the difference between a gever and an ish? So this is like a targum ezer kenegdo here. Kenegdo, it gives you like a challenging word. So we could now use this opportunity to try to understand why is the word ish specifically here and not the word gever that exists, this other word. So zakai may also be, the only distinction, if it's like a beautiful word, I would make it the pink, which I personally used to just highlight the like the beautiful aspects. But again, colors are the realm more of subjectivity, whatever. I tried to make it based on the teachings of Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita on color. But, everyone could, Bezrat Hashem, choose the colors that work for them. So, because we have, under the word tzaddik is zakai, right? And so, what is the difference between a tzaddik with the root of tzodek, who is right, and the Targum says zakai, that he is, I guess that's the result of him being a tzaddik, that he's zakai, which is completely pure, like cleansed from everything. Zakai, shizacha badin, he leaves the judgment already passed with, and successful, a good ruling. Thank God he's free to go. That is zakai, min hadin. He's not obligated to any, he didn't commit any wrongdoings, basically. That tzaddik, he's trying to do what is right, that he's tzodek. And so tamim has the word shlim, which is shalom. So what's the difference, obviously, between tam and ishlam? You see sometimes, or tamim in plural now. Tamim is shlim, complete. Well, one thing that just came to mind, tamim means perhaps the fact that it's because it's tam, but it's in plural, tamim, at least two, as the sages say, a plural is at least two. So means maybe perhaps that Noah was a complete being. He was ha'adam, he was zachar and nekeva, he was male and female as one. And that is why when you look at a married couple, Bezrat Hashem, when you see the man, you're seeing the masculine side, and when you're seeing the female, you're seeing the feminine side, and obviously on the bodies, that is. And so he, maybe tamim means that he was complete like that based on what the Targum is saying, shalim, that he was shalem. Shalem is, which is this horrible translation in English, whole, because whole is also a hole in the ground, but a whole means the entirety of something. So just a stupid, could be deliberate, that's a whole other topic, but who knows, just a stupid word in English to try to, as opposed to shalem, which is the completion. And why were the word shalom? Because when everything is complete, when everyone has what they need, and meaning from information that they need to all their needs taken care of, then Bezrat Hashem, there is shalom. Everybody is I guess, from what I understand right now, but to not get stuck on that, just to continue, just to finish a few psukim. Okay, so we're in the middle over here. Hava bedoro. Okay, so EiiLEH TOLEDOTH NOACH, EiiLEH TOLEDOTH NOACH, and also the Nikud might change because we're going to be checking over the Targum according to the Kitvei Yad and manuscripts section. It takes you to our website where you could then download Bezrat Hashem. We're going to update it with the pictures of everyone, make it look really nice, and just all the finest manuscripts that were Baruch Hashem compiled by us in the name of Hashem, in the name of in the name of making it easier for everyone to just have it immediately, have what they are looking for immediately. So, Ish Tzadik Tamim Haya B'Dorothav. So Noach. So the name is the same again. Aramaic is really what we're understanding from here. All these are essentially Hebrew words again, because what the Targum is. This is could be a topic for another video, but this is, I guess, like an all-in-one intro to everything at the same time, kind of. And so the Targum is written with the same Aleph Bet, same Nekudot. So if you could already read the Torah, you could already read the Targum. And if a word sounds like a word in Lashon HaKodesh, it's probably directly related. If it's for sure directly related. And basically, it's also like a very heavy accent of Hebrew. That's really what it is, especially seen when you pronounce it like the Yemenites, the Temanim, a thav without a dagesh, thav rafui, like in the word toledoth, the th kind of sound with your teeth. And so the word isha, itha, right? Itha. You're trying to say isha, but you're lisping as if you burnt your mouth and your tongue. So it's just an very interesting thing to see. Okay. So to continue, so ish tzadik tamim haya b'dorotav jivar, so gever, tzadik, the Targum zakai, shelim hava b'dorohi, that he was shalem in his generation. And here, bedachlata, this is like a special Targum because it changes. These things will be picked up later on, don't even worry, because that's how it starts. The old versions of this book, you could see how little color there was until you realize, until you go through and just you find it, you discover it for yourself, and you begin to see it, B'ezrat Hashem. So this is another dynamic or level, but basically always look for the Aleph Bet when they're hiding. So in the word dachlata, you have the ot dal, dalet, right? And then you have chet, right, spelt. And then what leaves you with an Aleph, but essentially like the word echad. So what et ha'elokim is bedachlata de Hashem. Yirat Hashem is when you are one with the true nature of reality, I guess, with Hashem, that you are one with Hashem when you are obviously especially one by occupying in the Torah and seeing Ktav Ashurit, and of course, learning the whole Torah with Targum, B'ezrat Hashem. So et ha'elokim, what does it mean with the Elokim? Hithalech Noach. Noach was hithalech, caused himself to walk. It's a weird language because it's not et ha'elokim halach Noach. Like he went with I guess so. Hithalech. Whenever he did go anywhere, it was always with the knowledge of being one with Hashem. So bedachlata de Hashem is the Yirav Hashem, and this is in pink because this is the name. These three yuds. It's supposed to be three yuds in Targum, which is another sort of fix of our Mesorah. Like in most prints, it's only two yuds. In the manuscripts, everybody could see for themselves. It's three yuds. I've even seen other types of configurations: two yuds in a lamed, three yuds in a lamed. I've seen other ones as well. And anyway, the three yuds is like the essential one. There is meaning to the two yuds that I've heard as well, but I'm just going based on the Kitvei Yad simply, is the oldest that we could find, most complete that we could find, the most complete, oldest manuscripts, B'ezrat Hashem. Okay, so bedachlata de Hashem halich Noach, that Noach was walking with the not fear, but the seeing. That's why yirah, it does mean fear, but re'iyah, scrambled with the same symbols, is re'iyah, which is sight, vision. And also, it could spell the word aryeh. So again, maybe yir'ah is re'iyat ha'aryeh. If you imagine a lion in front of you, this majestic creature, the lion, that can, this killing machine, essentially, the king of the wild animals, in a way. So, I guess if you see that, that would be a yir'ah, I guess, if that's the correct way to do that. But these kinds of things, this scrambling of symbols, that the fact that the two symbols, the fact that these symbols could be rearranged to spell these different words, or code properly, to code for these different words, then it shows a link in the information that all of these words are then obviously connected because they're written with the same exact symbols. And this is something that's, again, lost in any other language. So, et shem, et ham, ve'et yafet. So names, this is actually what Rashi says, she'ein bo targum. Even these parts, that they say, you should always do shnai mikra vecha targum, ve'afilu atarot ve'dibon. And Rashi writes, she'ein bo targum. These are names of the cities of the Shevet of Gad, of Jad, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a very special targum on that part, that Baruch Hashem, from this Targum manuscript that will be available to download soon. They bring the Targum Yerushalmi, whoever this amazing scribe was. Just simply amazing. It's really a gift from God to have these manuscripts in our possession, online. You could print them, and just it's incredible. Thank God. Okay, so EiiLEH TOLEDOTH NOACH. Noach ish tzadik tamim haya bedorotav. Et haElokim yitalech Noach. EiiLEH TOLEDOTH NOACH. Noach jivar zakai shalim hava bedorohi. Bedachlatha da Hashem halich Noach. Vayoled Noach shlosha banim. And so Vayoled and Noach then birthed 3 sons. Obviously, meaning Noach, as we said, is complete. Him and his wife together unite, and Vayoled Noach shlosha banim. It's also, this language is meant to be studied. Why does any question that you have is a valid question? Obviously, sincere, and of course, that's, obviously we're not talking about someone who wants to make jokes, of course. It's anybody who has a sincere question. There's no such thing as a stupid question when it is that sincere, and everybody has to answer in the appropriate fashion. So, why does it say Vayoled Noach as opposed to V'lenoach hayu shlosha banim, like Vayoled, especially Vayigadel Noach, like he raised them. But what does it mean Vayoled? So again, so much. When you begin, there's a lot of not understanding, or not even not understanding. We understand what's being said. Well, we understand that there are questions here. We have a million questions, but Bezrat Hashem, the answers are coming. It's like who could survive such a buildup of just a buildup of tension, just needing to know the answers to so many different pressing questions? So hopefully all the answers come immediately, soon, in the right times and everything like that. But again, what I'm doing here is always looking for the aleph bet. Like, this is the word tav backwards, the symbol tav, so it's hiding. Yefet has the pei hiding here. You could say that maybe emet is hidden here, but again, that's already some next level things that I'm still not even sure. I have to see sources that these are valid, or what you can do. How can you extract information from these things? So, Vatishachet haaretz lifnei haElohim. Tishachet. The Targum is ve'it chabalat. It chabalat is there are words. I'm at where I am now, I could tell that this word is a conflicting word, because there's many words used for destruction, and I think we have this word even, chibul, from Va'it Chabalath. So the earth was damaged. The earth itself became damaged before God, before Ha'elokim, meaning the hand that controls all of nature. Hashem, who nature is in Hashem's hand, so to speak. Obviously not little a hand in the sky, but Chas v'Shalom, it's that all of nature is in the control of Hashem. The hand is just simply how we understand. When you grab something and have it in your hand, you have full control over it. Dibrat Torah b'lishon b'nei Adam. So vayar Elohim et haaretz v'hinei nishchata ki hishchit kol basar et darko al haaretz. Okay. So vatishachet haaretz lifnei haElohim. So again, the Targum is the Shem Hashem, the Targum that we would get for Shem Hashem. So it's a conflicting Targum, but because it's Shem Hashem, it's beautiful. I'm not making it dark red, which is more of like a darker color. Obviously, it could be associated with like blood, Chas v'Shalom, or just simply like a stop sign, red signs, warning labels, I guess, all those things. It's like a reminder to slow down, to stop, to think, or like more words that are appropriate. Again, all the colors could be changed and we could talk it out, how best to even do it, Bezrat Hashem. So Lifnei, the Targum is Kodam, which means like before Hashem. So not Lifnei, literally Lifnei is to the like surface, to the face. Panim is the face, but obviously there's no face of Hashem. Is not a physical person, being, no old or young, bearded man or woman or anything up in the sky. Hashem is just completely one. The perfect unity of masculine and feminine forces. Bezrat Hashem, that's what creates life, and that's what gives life and sustains it, and everything good that we learn the parallels from just our own human experience, I guess. But again, the Torah is the protection in this world from anything. The more we come back, and especially to seeing how it was given at Sinai in K'tav HaShuritz and with the Targum, of course, that obviously you don't have one without the other, because the Targum is the meaning of your words. So when you speak, there's always two things going on. There's the words that are coming out of your mouth, and then, what, as the Gra says, what's in the heart of the speaker. So that's the difference between the words Dibur and Amirah. Dibur are the words, and Amirah is what's in the heart of the speaker, what's in the mind of the speaker. And so that is what the Targum is. So the Torah, the black text, is the words. That is the Dibur, the words, the prophetic words of God, and under it, the Targum is the meaning of those words. Okay, and so Vayar Elokim et haaretz v'hinei nishchata. Okay, so just to continue along. V'chaza Hashem. Chaza, if anyone's taking a look at the opening of Sefer Yeshaya, Chazon Yeshayahu ben Amotz. So the word Chaza exists also in Lashon HaKodesh. So what is the difference between Vayar and V'chaza? That's another thing. Again, Hashem's name is the three Yuds as opposed to Elaha or other names that are more fitting. Again, like the hidden mercy. Again, they say that Hashem's name, the Torah, is called Rahmana, is mercies. It is like the protective womb that shields, protects, warms, sustains. It's the best part. People argue, like Robin Williams, who was saying, some comedian, just like the best part of life. Oh, there's Bill Hicks, I think, and then you're like, you're just all cuddled up, everything's good, but that is, and especially from the side of what the sages teach and transmit from Moshe Rabbeinu, the fact that inside of the womb that the child learns Torah day and night and day. And the child, because of this, is a master of the entire Torah, that the Hashem sends a specific malach to transmit to this child, the soul, all the Torah, all the information. And when the child is born, then like a different malach either presses against or hits them, and they forget all of the learning that they once remembered. I mean, that they once knew, and that's why learning now is really remembering things that we all really once knew. So again, Vayar, and the Targum is Vechaza. So what is the difference between a Chazon and Yir'ah? So I do not know at the moment. So Vayar Elohim et haaretz, and Hashem saw et haaretz. Again, this word doesn't translate into English, so it could have just said Vayar Elohim haaretz, that Hashem saw the earth, literally. But it says, and Hashem saw with the earth, like et haaretz, that which was with the earth. V'hine nishchata, and here, behold, it has destroyed itself, its ways. It became damaged, I guess. So I still don't know what level the word nishchata is. What is the real meaning of it? So B'ezrat Hashem, that'll be something that I have to look up in like the writings of the Malbim, as Rav Simcha Feder Zatzal taught me about the book HaKarmel, a compilation of like all the Malbim's explanations, where the Malbim explains the difference between words, and also the Kitvei Hagra Baruch Hashem. And that in the back of one of the Mishlei, that there was a list that one of the Gra students compiled of all the instances where the Gra explains the differences between words in Tanakh. Bi'ur Shemot Hanirdafim, I think it's called. So let's just finish this Targum section. And to switch layers, you could press next to the one, there's that squiggly line kind of key, and you could use that to change between layers as just a shortcut. And you could check your shortcuts here as well if you need. Right, so let's try to get it, okay, and push the text along. Okay, so because key is another word that is very often maybe lost and mistranslated because of the fact, for many reasons, but key has 4 meanings based on the context, and they're listed of course in the Talmud. The explanation of the entire Torah, the main bulk of the entire Torah, is the Talmud and everything like that. So it's all there. Ki hishrit kol basar eth. Okay, so basar bisra, you could already tell. And nash is an extra word being added here. So we could highlight it the dark red, a conflicting Targum. Right? And here the word et does not appear in the Targum. So we could leave a blank line like that, unless what the Targum is communicating is that in this instance, et is defined as enash. No, because basar is speaking about the human people. What does it mean? Kol basar, all flesh has become damaged. Like all the flesh of humans have become damaged, and especially chas v'shalom, we know. Chas v'shalom, we don't know. Shalonida, as they say. Yes, so ki hishrit kol basar enash, the flesh of human beings, meaning people are the ones who can mess up. Obviously, the whole opposite is true of this entire thing. People could do good things and do amazing things as well. But in this instance, it's to learn a lesson. That's what, the Torah is here to teach us. So in this instance, unfortunately, they did not do the good. And so ki yishchit kol basar, the people, and the people, when they sin, they ruin the environment. That's really what ruins the environment. They bring down the level of the place that they're at, because the place, the place itself, it's immobile. It can't do anything, like the earth, the soil, all these things, like, but it's the people. When they come to a place and they do sick, disgusting things, that's where these concepts could arise. Like, it's a haunted place. When horrible things occurred here, God forbid, it destroys the location and place, reputation, spiritually perhaps as well, into that whole discussion, of course. But the whole point is that we can elevate ourselves and our surroundings, and God forbid, because that's true, so the opposite is true as well. Just about how we wield the potential and powers that Bezrat Hashem were given. As Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita also explains. Okay, and so this is basically, the first few verses. This right here, the Samech for Stuma, you'll be able to replace it if you want, just to make it more visual. That a Stuma is when the text is closed on all sides. On both sides you have text, as opposed to the Ptucha, which means that it's a blank line that's blank till the end. So in a Torah scroll, these are the real spaces that you could see on the scroll. Okay, so that's the Stuma, which usually means, from what I understand, it's a little pause, but showing a link in the information. So as you go, you'll detect all of these patterns, Bezrat Hashem, and understand what it means. So Vayomer, now, like, if it's conflicting, then you could just turn it off for a second so normally you would go through the whole thing without the Targum, just breaking up all of the verses, and that's one time going through everything. And then when you do the Targum, that's going to be your second time then going through the Torah text as well, trying to line up the Targum directly. And then all you have to do is just simply now hear the Torah read on Shabbat, and then you fulfill Shnai Mikra Ve'echad Targum each week, which the sages say increases your days and years as well. So, Bezrat Hashem. So over here, this symbol is a strong break in the text. So vizeh is when you say, and this is only when you're pointing at something. And so this must mean that the sages in a different place teach that that Hashem showed Moshe digitally in a fire. Essentially, what is a digital screen? This is all electricity. Hashem showed Moshe in light what is the menorah supposed to look like, what is the coin supposed to look like. So here, vizeh, when it's being pointed at, that means that Hashem is now showing Noach how the teva is supposed to look like, what it's supposed to be made out of. And so we know from the Beit HaMikdash that if all the space fits, that the Beit HaMikdash was essentially, if I can say such a thing publicly, or whatever. It's especially, let's not even say that right now, but just the fact that the Beit HaMikdash fit all of Am Yisrael into it, and everyone who then wanted to bow down, wanted to bow down to Hashem, had still 4 amot of space between each person. Something that's physically impossible to occur. There's way physically this would be an impossibility, but the same thing with the Aron, as Rav Moshe Shapiro Zatzal teaches, and the same thing with the Beit HaMikdash, that the space, it was bending time and space. They could fit. It took up negative space, the Aron. Maybe it's just hidden in plain sight. We don't. Again, from the concepts, and please confirm that it's not like the world Has v'Shalom teaches. The further back we go, the more advanced these people were, the more closer they were to understanding the code of the world, how things truly work, and that's why they actually had tremendous powers where like we could get a glimpse, an idea of these things from actual chi practices, where you can actually see people, you feel how they power up and could turn their body into a slab of steel, and then to be completely immobile like a pole in the ground, and then to be able to like flick a person and push them away as if like you just charged at them. And all these things are absolutely real because, well, that's it. I mean, they're absolutely real. Anyone can go and examine them. And I had that experience, thank God, firsthand. One of my rabbis actually has this power, and I could reveal more, but I am just like, I don't know if he wants me to say his name and everything right now. So, but these things are absolutely real. So anyway, I guess v'zeh is what is Hashem is showing now Noach, asher ta'aseh ota, right, and the fact that it doesn't take up space, it could fit literally everything in it and be built, that it would be impossible. But the fact that it's built with certain things, it's by the guidance of Hashem, it's all revealed through prophecy, then we know that Zrat Hashem, that's exactly what could happen. So for here, I just like to break up the information visually. So it's giving you a list now. 300 amah, 300 amah, this measurement from your longest finger to part of your hand and to your elbow. And it's different for every person what an amah actually is, but I guess it may be the average. So 300 amah orech hateva. This is the length of the teva, of this, translated as the ark. Ushloshim, right, uchamishim amah rochba, the width of the teva, ushloshim amah komatha, and 30 amah was the height of this teva. So 50 amah by 30, and the length of it was 300 amot. So again, by the guidance of Hashem. So that's just another example of how you could break up the information. And you can do a daily thing where once you delete all the prakim, of course, that's, you could check in the objectives as well. And then, Sheni, we have a little button here that just does that. If you like that kind of style, well, hopefully in the future you'll make it however you'd like. But this would just break up the information visually. That this is the aliyah. You could move it to the right if you want, if that helps as well. So you can close everything like that. And Bezrat Hashem, there will be obviously many more features and improvements. The more, more funds we have to fund the programmers. Well, right now it's one programmer that, he's going to help us launch Bezrat Hashem, and then we're going to have to find a new team. We have to hopefully develop our own team. And so we'll be able to include all of the improvements and everything. And you could do an aliyah every single day, right? And instead of on Shabbat or Erev Shabbat, you can do 2 portions and finish it off, Vav and the Zayin, the aliyah. And then you can, and like that, you'll be able to finish and learn a little bit of the Torah each and every single day, and just simply enjoy seeing the real symbols, because the Torah is scribed in the first pictorial Aleph Bet. That the Aleph Bet are pictures for anyone who hates reading like myself. And that's just such a huge and important revelation, that you're not reading some kind of text. You're experiencing Torah. You have to see and enjoy the symbols and line up the Targum to the Torah, and Bezrat Hashem. In the end, it'll look beautiful, and you'll have everything, and we'll make it that you'll be able to then fully make your own Sifrei Kodesh, print, and enjoy B'ezrat Hashem. Kol Tuv.